Alrighty guys, this video goes out to my Transformers people and my Clone Trooper people, because I have yet another Aliexpress purchase. And I decided this time I'm just going to do both of them at once. Last time I kind of split it because I got a lot of Clone Troopers and I got a Transformer I really wanted to get into detail about. But this time I just got a couple each, and I don't really need to get into too much detail about them. So let's just get into it. So this is the Clone Trooper one. This came very fast, actually. I'm very surprised. Typically, these take like a little over 2 weeks. I think this took maybe a week and a half to come. So anyways, what do we got? We have another 212th ARF Trooper. And you may be wondering, why do you have another 212th? I decided to go ahead and buy a second one so I could fix my Phase 2 Boil. And we're just going to do that immediately. So here is my Phase 2 Boil right here. And let's just pop the head off. Because if you don't know, I explained it in my previous one. The 212th ARF Trooper has the proper waxer and boil markings. So it has the shoulder stripe, the solid elbow and knee pads like waxer and boil. So I now have a proper boil. Let's transfer the gun over. And I was able to fix waxer last time, because I don't mind having these, you know, they're kind of original designs anyway, these, you know, 212th ARF Troopers. I don't really mind them having normal 212th armor, so I can make waxer and boil more proper. But that does leave me with a second 212th ARF Trooper. And I don't army build a Black Series. I don't. I like having everything kind of unique. You know, I don't like duplicates of troopers. So I actually do have an extra of this. This is like the 212th Officer they did. I got this extra so I could swap a like a visor with the visor down, so I could have like an Umbara 212th. But what I can do, I can take this head, put it on here, and then now I just have a standard Aliexpress 212th Trooper. And since it's like an Aliexpress knockoff version, I feel like this is kind of something I can deal with having in my collection. You know, a separate 212th Trooper. And let's give him a rifle. So yeah, I've got another Black Series 212th, kind of a different toy too. You know, it's not just the Walgreens one, it's a bootleg of the Walgreens one. So yeah, I have that. And this guy, I'm debating either giving him this ARF helmet and just having him as like some ARF officer, or just making him Captain Killshot. I don't know yet. I don't know. I have been sent in the P.O. box like actual like 3D printed Captain Killshot parts to convert a figure. So I might just make him Captain Killshot. We'll see. Just for the laughs, you know, gotta make him. So that really worked out. I fixed Waxer and Boil. I got another standard trooper, and I have one spare figure that I could either have as an ARF officer or, let's be honest, I'll make him Captain Killshot. I'm just going to do that. But this is a very exciting one. It's so funny. Right after I got, what was it, Dogma and Tup, Aliexpress was like, oh, here's Kix. So, here's Kix. And I'm happy to report they actually did fully paint the visor and the blue. That is something that they didn't do on Jesse or Hardcase. They didn't fully paint the visor in the blue, so there's a lot of white, and I had to fill that in myself. But here is Kix. Here's the last trooper. And this is actually my first time having this Aliexpress backpack that they've made. I don't have one of these yet. They have done like a 212th medic. That's something that they also have, but it's literally just a 212th with like the striping around the visor like Kix does. It's just them throwing something at the wall, seeing if it'll stick. I'm not interested in that. But I'm interested in having Kix. It's so cool. It's so funny. This is technically the last clone trooper to ever exist. Good old Kix. If you don't know, he like got frozen because he was one of the only other troopers that Fives told about Order 66, and he ended up investigating into it. And I think wasn't Dooku the one that like put him in ice or something? And the Crimson Corsair, Sedana Thano, thawed him out. And he actually existed around the time of the Resistance. So yeah, he is he is the last clone trooper, just because of a silly little story, like a side story thing. But still, this is an awesome looking figure. The deco's really nice. I'm noticing a little splotch right there. Can that come off? Yeah, that can come off. One thing you have to be wary about with some of these Aliexpress figures, it's easy to scratch the paint, because the paint isn't like laid on super nice. You can see it's not just coming off just from me scratching it with my nail like that little splotch did. So this is super cool. Pretty much the last thing we really need to complete an Umbara Black Series collection is a Phase 2 ARC Trooper 5s. I don't have the Black Series ARC Trooper 5s yet. When I get him, in my opinion, it's kind of close enough. I'll probably just be like, hey, I've got 5s. I have all the Umbara guys now. It's really satisfying to finally have the Umbara crew. Well, after 10 years of the show's release, we finally have an Umbara crew. And thanks to bootleggers over on Aliexpress, we've been able to have it. Because otherwise, Hasbro, I don't think they've ever cared to do it. I feel like if they had, they would have done it by now. So here it is. Love the logos. The print's really nice. This is a very high quality figure. I really like that. So there's Kix. Let's just set him. Oh, geez, that does come off kind of easy. But I don't want to glue it on because I can put stuff in there. I wish it had like droid poppers or something you could put in there. But still, I appreciate having that backpack. Alright, so that's the Clone Trooper goodness out of the way. Now it's Transformers time. I flipped the box and forgot my address was right on the bottom, so I can't flip the box. I'll have to make sure I cut that out. But yeah, this is kind of a follow-up to the previous Transformer that I got at AliExpress, because I was really impressed with that one, and I wanted a different version that they offered. And I said, you know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. So, we have a couple figures in here. First of all, we have more Puffy stickers. Oh my gosh, this shows you I've been ordering way too much off of AliExpress, given how I have a whole mass of Puffy stickers now. I don't think I have, I have this one, I think, because I remember that Devastator and that weird whatever that is. I don't think I have this one, because I have no idea what that's supposed to be. It's just a blue robot, and I don't have, like, Dark of the Moon Shockwave. Is that Bumblebee just sitting and reading something? That is thoroughly entertaining. Oh, Transformers Prime Optimus! Heck yeah, that's my jam. Alright, let's actually look at the figures real quick. So this is the one that is inspired from the thing I got previously. I got the Ultra Magnus repaint of Studio Series Voyager Prime, and I was really impressed with it, and I wanted to just get their normal studio... Ooh, there goes his face. He just got straight up, give me your face. Alright, so this is the bootleg of the standard Studio Series Optimus, so there's no silliness going on with, oh wow. It definitely still feels heavy like Magnus. Let's actually give him his face back. Oh, yeah, that's nice. It's nice finally having a Studio Series Prime with the mouth. This is pretty nice. I mean, it feels pretty much the same as my Ultra Magnus did. I've seen some people kind of complain about this, saying it's not very good, but Ultra Magnus was good. This feels just as good. Maybe the leg joints are a little looser than Magnus. Maybe a little looser. But one thing I actually want to do with this guy, I really enjoy the fact that AliExpress did go ahead and actually add some more flame paint. So he's got some flame paint on the shoulders. He's got some flames on the chest, around the feet. So that makes him look a lot more accurate and faithful to Optimus in the movie. However, the main problem is that he has this nice bright silver face, and everything else is fairly dull gray. Now, granted, it's kind of like this gunmetal gray, but there's not enough hits of extra silver, because it's just big silver, and then everything else is pretty dark. So I actually think I'm going to have this guy as a bit of a painting project. I'm not going to fully repaint him. I'm not going to go super crazy, oh my gosh, he's totally different now. But I think I'm going to go in, hit him with some gunmetals, hit him with some silvers, hit him with some golds. Ooh, that came off. And I think he'll look a lot better. I really think so. And another reason I kind of wanted this too was because I wanted a different version of this Optimus. Is that just not going to go back on? You better please go back on. There we go. Anyways, before that interrupted me, I wanted a second of this Optimus specifically because I want to have a version linked up with like the jet wings and everything. And I wanted one just without, so I could just have them independent. And I wanted one I could also just have connected to Jetfire if I want, you know, and just have one separate. And this is different enough for me, you know, it's a bootleg. It has, this is something I was really excited for, the orange, the Optimus Prime version of the Energon blades. So you have those. And you do also have, again, I'll have to trim the gate marks, but you have the movie one alternate chest. And let's find, there it is, the faceplate face. I do want to show you this head sculpt. I'm not going to transform this Optimus. I already have done a review of this, like, Bayway, whatever it's called, KO Optimus. That's a nice head sculpt. Again, I feel like it needs a little bit more paint. It's a lot of silver and not a lot of much else, but it still looks fine. And here he is with the mouth plate. This actually looks really good. I just think the issue with like a lot of modern movie Optimus toys is that they make the blue a little too vibrant. I think his blue needs to be a little bit on the toned down side to look a little bit more movie accurate. But that's still pretty nice. I'm happy I got this. That's pretty cool. Alrighty, so there is this KO Voyager Studio Series Prime. That seems pretty good in my book. Feels pretty much about the same as my Ultra Magnus. This is pretty much the only difference I'm noticing, is that hip is a little loose. I don't know if there's a screw in there I can tighten. It's probably just knowing my luck. Oh, there is a screw in there. I could probably tighten that screw. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that after. I'm not going to transform this guy, mess with it much more here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure tightening that screw should take care of it. But this is pretty exciting. Looks like he's oversized too. I figured he might be a little big. I saw this, and me being the Bumblebee freak that I am, I was like, hey, this seems pretty cool. I'm going to grab this next time I make an Aliexpress order. And then the Clone Trooper people were like, oh, here's Kix. And I'm like, okay, let me order this. This is like an upscaled Studio Series Deluxe Bumblebee, but you can probably get a little bit of a vibe. It's in like the black and yellow stealth colors, and I adore Bumblebee in the stealth colors. Absolutely adore it. So he's got his big old like last night hammer. He actually has a cool individual face too. I want to check this out. So I think that's all that. He's a lot bigger than I expected. I really expected him to be like normal size, but no, he's an oversized. It's pretty neat. Can we get that folded in? Yeah, we can get that folded in. He's got the big old feet right there. And get those pushed in all the way. This color scheme's really cool. I'm really digging this black and yellow. That is sweet. So yeah, it's pretty much just the Studio Series Deluxe Bumblebee. One odd thing, he doesn't really have the little winglets on his head. He's kind of flat-headed, but he still looks really cool. His hips are on ball joints. Yeah, I will transform this guy. Either that or I might not. I might actually decide to reserve this for a video where I like do more on like the Bug Bite, the Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. But I don't know. I transformed that one. I'll probably just transform this. So he does have a couple alternate heads. He does have a battle mask. So let's get this off and see how this looks. So again, similar kind of story. You still see the eyes right there. Get that on. I think that looks really sweet. I think I might display him with the battle mask. I like the look of that. But he has a third head. This is like a unique sculpt. If I recall correctly in the pictures, it's not fully painted, so I might have to go in and paint it a little bit more. But yeah, it's missing some paint on the on the visor part of the mask. But if you remember in I think it was Revenge of the Fallen, I think he killed Rampage or Ravage. He killed one of those, and he kind of like tilted his mask up a little bit to see what happened. So that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun you get that face where the mask is kind of tilted up and he's kind of peeking out from it. That's kind of fun. I don't think I'll display him with that, though. This is just a fun little inclusion. So let's get this off again. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Jeez, that was tough. Yeah, let's just keep him with the normal face for now. So yeah, it's a pretty big size. I mean, this is not an oversized knockoff, this Optimus. This is the same size as the Voyager. So you can see they upscaled Bumblebee to a Voyager class. So that's kind of cool. You know, I would say this is pretty comparable in size to maybe the Battle Blades Bumblebee from Hunt for the Decepticons. It's a larger size. The joints feel pretty good. I really do love the colors. I do think the yellow and the black works pretty well. Yeah, this is a yes for me. I'm really enjoying this. We can get the wings back. Oh, the wings seem to be jointed a little bit more. Yeah, that's cool. This is pretty cool. I'm liking this. He also has the big old hammer. I don't think I'll display him with this because I'm not a big fan of the Last Night hammer. It's funny, it's got an Autobot symbol kind of like molded in there, but obviously they can't have it on. He also has the big old arm cannon. That's different. That's like, it goes over the hand instead of like plugging into the hand. I wonder how this works. you just kind of shove it in there? I guess you just kind of shove it in and go from there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. This is fun, though. I love getting these weird knockoffs. They're just a fun part of the franchise to me, for Transformers and for Star Wars, because it's stuff that, you know, I don't see Hasbro ever upscaling Dark of the Moon or just Studio Series Bumblebee and making them in the black stealth colors. I don't see them doing black stealth Bumblebee in Studio Series at all, because it's not really a thing outside of maybe High Octane in Age of Extinction. This is fun, though. This is pretty fun. All right, let's try to transform him real quick, and we'll call this video a day. So let's see. I can tell he is a little wibbly, just a little bit, but nothing too major. Nothing that's making me think that this is like a really cheap thing that I don't like. It's just, you know, it is what it is. It's still a knockoff at the end of the day. So it's so funny, when I first got Studio Series B, I didn't really get that, like, oh, they have to make sure that's pushed in all the way. I just kind of pushed it in and saw what happened. So, get that like that. I guess we're going to rotate this around, aren't we? So yeah, what do you guys think about Aliexpress and bootleg items? Because I've been doing a lot of videos about it lately. Not because it's like, oh, I can't afford the proper ones. Because I can, obviously. I talk about them all the time. But I just enjoy this aspect. I've been enjoying it a lot lately. Just the unofficial side. Not necessarily the third-party side, because I do still say that I don't want to focus too much on third-party, because they're very expensive, and they seem very repetitive from what Hasbro does, especially for Transformers. Third-party stuff is just, oh, here's the same thing Hasbro's done, but now it's small, and it's, you know, 3 times the price. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll buy that. I mean, they're cool. Don't get me wrong. It's still cool stuff. It's not for me, you know. A lot of that new age kind of stuff. It's cool, but it's just not for me. Man, this is really looking neat, though, so far. The Studio Series Bumblebee, for me, in my opinion, is a little more, I don't want to say annoying of a transformation, but more intricate. How about that? It's a more intricate transformation than you might expect. Because it just has a lot of little things going on, a lot of flip-me-doos. A lot different from the Dark of the Moon Deluxe. It's pretty much just wham, bam, there you go, you're done. So, get in there, get in there. Get those in there. I do have to say, the plastic feels fine. You know, it's not the highest quality plastic, but it's not anything worse than what Hasbro does. You know, it's just plastic. So, we got all that nice and tucked in. Cool, cool. So, I think pretty much one of the last things we got to do. Oh, this is, I forgot the Studio Series mold does this weird thing where the arms, they kind of tuck in, down, instead of up, like they did in usual figures. Isn't that how it goes? Don't the arms go in? Yeah, the arms go in. Alright. There's just a lot going on with this mold, man. There's a lot going on. And see, stuff like this, it does kind of make me prefer things like the Dark of the Moon Deluxe, where it's just, oh, boom, there you go, it's done, congratulations, you have a Bumblebee built. It's like, yay, I did Bumblebee. But now it's like, oh, yeah, make sure this hinge is blah, 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 and then make sure this is aligned with this, and then, oh, did you make sure that that was tabbed in, and, oh, have you gotten that aligned? Oh, there's not enough clearance for this. So, yeah, that's probably one of my biggest gripes with Studio Series. I feel like they try to do too much at such a small scale. I love Movie Masterpiece. I do. Like, I enjoy Movie Masterpiece. Those are still pretty complex. They can still be pretty annoying. They can actually be very annoying. But I don't know, I just kind of prefer that, you know, ideology of like, oh yeah, you know, it's larger so we can do more. But Studio Series is like, yeah, it's still the same size as the ones we've known all this time, but we're still going to make the transformation as complex as possible. Because at the end of the day, you got to realize these are still just toys. Because look at this, I'm kind of struggling over here. You can see it's pretty much in the shape of a car, but I'm struggling to get everything super neatly packed away. I think my issue right now is getting the arms in position. I think I'm missing something with the arms. I don't know what. It's like, do the arms... Like, where do the arms go? I thought they went in like this, because I thought I saw, like, a place that they slot in. Yeah, it's like they slot in there, but then the hands don't really have anywhere to go. So it's like, where am I putting the hands? Maybe we, like, have to close the fingers, because they modified the hands where they've got finger joints. Maybe we have the hand like spread out. I don't know, man. I feel like we might just leave it at this. We might just leave it as at an approximation of what it's supposed to be, because we're struggling, and I don't have all day actually. The jump cut, I just got a phone call saying like, hey, you should probably stop. So yeah, it's like it needs to stretch out further. What's going on? Can we just pull this? What's going on with this? Does this... Okay, those go forward. Okay, we're getting there. Maybe I can finish this. Maybe I can after all. Maybe I can believe in myself after all. Just enough. Just enough. I can believe just enough to get this done. Okay, so I think that gave me more space for the hands. Cool. More space for the hands. Get those in. Get the sides in. There's so many little tabs, man. So many little tabs. I'll figure this out more on my own. I just love figuring out the transformations. Like I haven't read the instructions. I just literally open this thing. That's how I do it on my channel. I figure it out on my own. That's how I have fun with these. So there we go. That's pretty much it. I was able to get there. Forgive me if there's a couple little panels that aren't perfectly tabbed in, but there is the Aliexpress fake version of Stealth Bumblebee. This is pretty neat. I like this. It's funny, it's still got the Chevy logo. Yikes. Surprised Chevy's not after him for this, but this is really fun. I really do enjoy this. I'm really surprised at the size. I kind of expected it to just be the standard Bumblebee size, but hey, I'll take it. Kind of gives me something different that I have in my collection. And I really do appreciate these alternate faces, too. This face, if you put this face on, this is just straight up like that original Deluxe Stealth Bumblebee. And I do want that one, by the way. Alrighty, there we go. There is the newest episode of Aliexpress Bootleg Bonanza. We got a couple clones. Let's just put this guy right there. And we'll also put the weird officer right there. Why not? So yeah, we got a couple new clones, got a couple new Transformers, fun times all around. It's still not cheap ordering from AliExpress. You would expect AliExpress orders to not be super expensive, but this was still like $70, something like that. Yikes. Alrighty guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like I kind of said at the start, what do you think about bootlegs and AliExpress and things like this? Because for me, I think it's a great way to, you know, get Studio Series Voyager Prime, given how that's a harder figure to get. It's a great way to get some clone troopers that Hasbro's never going to do, or at least they haven't done in the, 12 years since the original episode aired. And just some cool, fun, different versions of characters. I enjoy it. Will I take a break? As long as the clone trooper makers at AliExpress let me take a break, I will take a break. Especially with the Transformers ones. I think I'm okay on those for a while. I have been meaning to order the ZD Toys Iron Man Mark 1, though, for a while. So maybe next time the AliExpress clone trooper people are like, oh, here's something really cool that Hasbro's never going to do, then I might just tack on a ZD Toys Iron Man and I'll do a video on that. Alrighty guys, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about these down in the comments below. Special shout out to channel members as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.